Welcome to this week's episode of Behind the Comedy Mic with your host Steve McAnally. That's me. Today we're joined actually on location of where we do our Wednesday night shows at 8 o'clock on the world famous Las Vegas Boulevard right next to Pawn Stars. Tonight we're joined by the headliner we just had stage, Mr. Michael Shank. Mike, go ahead and tell us, tell the people at home kind of about you. Tell us what you do in comedy, what's been going on. Tell us what makes you tick a little bit.
About me in comedy. Well, you and I both started 09?
Yeah, 2009, yeah.
Yeah, your anniversary was a couple months before mine. Mine was in August.
Yeah, mine was actually last Saturday, so.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast it goes.
Yeah, and I try not to watch any of those performances. I've tried to better myself. That first DVD's pretty much turned into a coaster.
Oh, yeah.
I have absolutely no desire to watch that. Took a little break for a while. Was having some personal issues. Took some time off, and probably about the last, I don't know, year and a half, I'm going back at it, trying to get back out and get back out on the road, do what I can do.
Right on.
You know, just got married, raising the family, still
Nice.
working the full-time job.
Yeah.
So I like to do this as often as I can, but sometimes it's tough during the week.
Right on. I like that you actually said out loud to everybody, say, yeah, you work a full-time job. There's so many people. It's kind of funny. I seen somebody post online the other day that says, you can't be a real comic if you don't work a full-time job. I laughed at that because I'm going, really? I did 185 nights in 2015 on stage, and I did 240 days at a regular job. I'm like going, if you tell me I'm not committed, that I'm not a comedian, fuck you, first off. You know what I mean? It's like, the thing is, I want to make sure I have to provide for my family, which is my wife, my furry children, our horse, stuff like that. I got to provide for that. And honestly, I don't want to live in the ghetto, and I don't want to live in an apartment. I want to live in a nice house, and I want to be able to be comfortable. For that, I've got to have a real job. And and when people say a real job, comedy is a real job, and it takes a lot of work. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And that's why I'm glad you said that, because when I see that, when people say, oh, if you're not a real comic unless you just focus totally on comedy, are you telling me that I don't tell a lot of jokes and focus on comedy? You know what I mean? And that's kind of weird, the weird part. How do you feel about that?
I completely agree with you about that. I don't want to be in an apartment. I don't want to be living on a cardboard boxes either. And a lot of these guys don't seem to realize that when you do first go on the road, the amount of money that you're making is not enough. You're providing your own travel expenses.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way you could do that just living off of feature comic pay. If you just can't do it. And I've had a couple comics that have told me, you're lucky if 10 years into comedy that you might start making money, but there's no way you can survive off of that.
Oh yeah, to survive to where you can actually have the lifestyle you really want to. And don't get me wrong, we're both mid-40s. We both have families and everything else. The survival, yes, no. I mean, I look at when we go on road trips, if I can at least come close to breaking even, or covering our travel expenses, I'm fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, me and my wife, we love to go on vacation. So if I'm on vacation and I can work 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, I'm getting a few bucks to be paid there. And don't get me wrong, when somebody says, oh, your drinks are covered. Oh, that's fucking great. I'm Irish. Guess what? I'm going to drink half a keg if I have to make sure my fucking drinks are covered. But the money actually helps spend for gas, too.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to... The vehicle doesn't run off of free beer.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't work that
if
way.
it did, I'd be putting the beer in my pocket and taking it home with us. But
exactly.
That's
drinking
fantastic.
the gas.
Oh, for sure. It's sometimes cheaper. So, tell us about what's some of the coolest stages you've been on. What have you done? Like a big stage, a cool stage, something that's memorable in your life that you've done for comedy wise.
You want positives or you want negatives?
You know what? Both. Do a positive and a negative, because none of us, if you've been in comedy any time long enough, we've all had like shit gigs. Me and Derek Richards on the last episode, we talked about shit gigs, and we've all had them. If somebody ever tells you I've never had one, they either haven't done enough comedy, or they're full of shit, because we all have them. And don't get me wrong, I just came back from Salt Lake, my hometown. We had 200 people, sold out, tons of room. Nobody could get in. It was fantastic. I love it. We come to do this show tonight, we had 30 people there. But you know what? I'm happy, man.
Tonight was a lot of fun. I had a really good time tonight. I've done, it's really hard to say. I've had fun in LA. I had fun in Salt Lake City. We did a competition up there a couple of years ago. We had a really good time. I would tend to say Brad Garrett's Comedy Club here in town and Jack Diddley's in Kennewick, Washington. We had a blast up there.
Oh, right on.
But the two worst were Pendleton and Bend, Oregon.
Nice. Pendleton is a heavy military, though, right?
Yes.
So you probably had a bunch of drunk military guys, like, not giving a shit what you were saying.
A bunch of drunk military inbreds. And I didn't realize that these guys all know each other up there. And there was a guy off to the right side of the stage that kept yelling to me to tell dick jokes, tell dick jokes. And when I said, I'm not doing any jokes about you, bottles started flying. That was probably the worst experience.
Nice.
Ever.
You know, the funniest part of that is we went to, we were in Tacoma, Washington, which has Fort Lewis also. And it's kind of funny because as we're doing that, me and my wife are spending the night there. We were in Seattle, then we went to Fort Lewis and all that good shit. These are the loudest motherfuckers ever.
Oh yeah,
because they didn't want to sleep. And we were on vacation. We were trying to see Seattle. We were trying to see all that good shit. And then all of a sudden, that's all we have is people keeping us awake all night. And you know, I totally understand what you mean.
Don Barnhart warned me about Jack Diddley's. All he said to me was stay away from the chains. Nice. And I had no idea what the hell he was talking about until I got up there. They had chains suspended from the ceiling that they would hang you by your ankles and pour alcohol down your throat. Thank you.
Pour alcohol down your throat. Hey,
great key grip you got here.
Nice. There. You know what's funny? There's nothing wrong with that when they hang you upside down. That's like when we were in Cancun, and you never realize, because we're in the same age group, we're in the mid-40s. There's nothing that makes you feel older than when you watch like a college freshman or sophomore. When you're looking at their body, you're going, oh my God, that is what bodies still look like. You're like, holy shit. Till they hang upside down and they get drunk as shit, and 2 seconds later they're falling off the stage and they're puking all over themselves, and you're going, I kind of like being 40 now. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, then wake up the next day and wonder how shitty do they feel right now, because I feel perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah. Well, the weird part was like, even like with now, I mean, I don't ever drink enough to where I'm gonna get totally blitzed and hungover. I guess that's good Irish genes or whatever. I don't know what it is, but then again, I also know when to kind of say, I'm done with it. But yeah, when you were younger, man, you would just like hammer yourself all night, and you could get up the next day going, this is great, let's do this shit again. Yeah,
no worries whatsoever.
Oh yeah, you're like, there's a bruise there. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I don't give a shit. Let's go get some more tequila. We're having fun.
Exactly.
I never felt older than when me and my wife were on. We were coming home from Cancun one year, and spring break was arriving, and I was about 30 at the time, and when you're talking, I'm 30, these girls are like 18 to 22. You're looking at them going, wow, if there was ever like perfection built on bodies, you could see it until they open their mouths, and you're just going, holy shit, I love maturity.
That's when stupidity falls.
Oh my God, I never wanted to hear that word. Somebody goes, you're so immature, and I'm going, yes I am, I'm proud of it. And then you look at these women going, God, I'm so mature when I listen to these women. You know, and you're like, oh, that sucks, but right on.
Nothing will make you feel smarter than hanging out at spring break in your mid-40s.
Oh no, definitely. So, what plans do you kind of have coming up? You want to keep pushing for comedy more? You having fun now that you're back into it, going a little harder, a little stronger?
Yeah, I am. Nice. And I think, you're talking about the party and the drinking. Everybody knows it's no big surprise about the drinking problem that I had, and it was putting a serious damper on my performing, and I've actually found myself going on 4 years sober now.
Right on.
It's a lot more fun. I enjoy it more. I remember it more. I have a blast with it now.
Nice.
And I'm still
normally I don't like quitters, but you know what? I totally understand. My brother was an alcoholic. You're talking probably 36 beers a night.
Yeah.
I mean, he could put the shit away. I mean, I can drink, but like I say, I know kind of when to say when, and I'm level-headed about it, and I know what you mean. And like when people say, and I love to make that joke when people are like, well, I quit alcohol 4 years ago. I'm like, you're a quitter, damn it. But I totally get it, because not everybody can handle it. We it's kind of life. And luckily, you found a new woman that is totally into you and supports you.
100%.
100%, and that's what actually makes. Yeah, she kind of did the. And our women are watching this, by the way.
Yes.
But when you do say that like 100%, it's women are always going to look at you, and there's kind of things where they do want to roll over and put the pillow over your face. You know that too, right?
Yes.
They do that every night. They're going, how much is that life insurance worth one more time? You're like, is it better with him or out him? And I made sure I bought a house that kind of outreached our life insurance. So my wife can't do that shit to me. She's like, you know what, I've got to keep them around for a few more years till they kind of meet up. So like in 5 years, if I'm dead, it could probably happen.
But if your replacement has a good job, you're fucked.
Pretty much. And I'm not worried about that. I let my wife hang out with comics. Most of them don't have jobs and make it and do as well as what we do. So I'm all right with that. So
exactly.
Honey, be friends with all the comics you want. I'm okay with it. Most of them actually don't have a full-time job like I do with benefits and a 401k.
Go on the stand-up page and go after one of the features that lives off comedy.
That's right. Yes. And that's the ones you get, because you'll be living on your mama's basement on a double bed, not a queen size, a double. So, but anyway, we're going to wrap this up in just a minute. Mike, tell them where can we get a hold of you? On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff?
Yes, you can either look me up, Michael Shank, on Facebook, or comedian Michael Shank. I have both of them set up on there. I don't do Twitter. My battery on my phone doesn't last all day as it is. So I'm staying away from Instagram, Twitter. I'm old school Facebook.
Right on. He's old school Facebook. If he would have said, come to MySpace.
Okay, I'm not that old school.
Okay.
It's bad.
I still like that when you're old school, and I have to remind him, like, dude, we're in our 40s. Old school means no internet. We would actually call people with a rotary phone
call me
and
on
go,
your
hello.
Rotary. Yeah.
But we do appreciate you guys tuning in, and hopefully you're supporting like what we do and enjoy it. Share it with friends. Definitely find me on stevemcAnally.com, and if we're not friends on Facebook with me or Mike, definitely hook us up and be friends with us.
Hey
we
guys,
thank you for tuning us again, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys. Have a great evening.
Take it easy.